Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. We really appreciate your presence here. And we're in week 7 of the Academy. And this week we'll talk about monitoring and evaluation and measuring success and development indicator for business. And we're in the business track. And we are honored to have our wonderful presenter. She's called Catherine Ajambo. Catherine is a monitoring and evaluation and learning professional with a strong background in research and program coordination. She has deep expertise in designing and implementing practical M&A systems, and she helps organizations track progress while generating actionable insights to support adaptive and responsive programming. Catherine is particularly skilled in leading learning processes, facilitating stakeholder engagement, and ensuring donor and financial compliance in complex program environments. Catherine is very open to connecting with fellow development practitioners, researchers, and organizations committed to community-led evidence-informed solution. With that wonderful introduction, I'll hand it over to Catherine to take us through this webinar. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you, Joyce. I'm very excited to be part of this webinar and having a discussion with you people about M&E, measuring success, and developing indicators for business. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Without wasting time, I'll just go straight to our presentation. We have learning objectives. We shall define monitoring and evaluation in business and the relevance to business. We shall define success in business and how to measure it. We shall look at M&E tools and frameworks. We shall also look at how to develop indicators for tracking business performance. We shall also look at M&E challenges and their solutions, and then we shall have takeaways. I hope I'm audible enough. Joyce?
Yes, Catherine, you're very audible. You're clear.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So, monitoring, what is monitoring and evaluation? This refers to tracking performance against goals and assessing outcomes to see if strategies are effective and creating long-term value. In other words, monitoring is it's an ongoing practice. It's something you do on a daily, on a weekly basis to track the performance or against the goals you have set. Then evaluation, we are looking at the impact, the strategies we have put in place. So M&E helps businesses to track progress, make informed decisions, optimize resources, manage risks, improve continuously, ensure accountability, and stay competitive. So M&E is very important in our businesses and those that are carrying out community initiatives. You need M&E. That's the only way how you can measure. You can measure your performance, how you can measure your impact. Otherwise, you just be guessing if you don't have an M&E component in your work. What is success in business? success in business. Here we look at the goals that matter most to you as the owner of the business and the stakeholders of that business or community initiative, say a project. It goes beyond just making money. It's about building sustainable, valuable, and impactful enterprise. So, and if it's a project, success, we are looking at, if it's a community initiative, we are looking at how it is impacting people's lives, how the lives are changing, its impact on the environment and on the community. So success is all round. It's not just looking at one thing. Like for business, we look at so many things. A successful business is one that makes money, keeps customers happy, runs efficiently, grows over time, and contributes positively to society. Be it a project, a community initiative, all these dimensions are related. So we are looking at the dimensions of success. We have a number of them, but I listed a few. We have financial success, where we are looking at generating consistent profits, positive cash flow, money in being greater than money out, growth in revenue, and assets. These are just a few indicators of the financial success, but there are more. So if these three among the others are working very well in your entity, in your business, you're generating profits, it means financially your business is succeeding. Then we have customer success. When the customers are satisfied and loyal to your brand, when the customer base is growing, we have positive brand, you have positive brand reputation, that people are there to defend your brand, not just to defend, but they defend because of the services you offer, the quality of the products is good. It creates customer loyalty and satisfaction. So customer success is one of them. And then we have operational success. This one has to do with the operations of your business, how resources are being used in terms of money, time, and staff, the quality of your products and services. If the quality of products and services is good, we reduce waste and delays. There are no delays when you're serving clients, and when staff report, there is no, they're not idle. They have what to do. They put their time to use at the business. So operational success is one of the dimensions of success. Then we also have employee success, where more the workforce is skilled and motivated. Yeah. Then there is low staff turnover. People stay on jobs for long. their job secure. They are not coming to work 1, 2, 3 days, and they are no more. Like when customers keep finding new faces, it also affects your business. So we have the strong workplace culture where there is respect. People have shared values. That's employee success, and in terms of business, it will contribute to your success as a business. Another dimension, the other dimensions are innovation and growth. Having the ability to adapt to change. Because in business, there are very many changes that come up in the markets. The customer tastes keep changing. Are you able to adapt to change? So if your business is able to adapt to change, we count it as success. We are launching new products. As you run business, you can start with one product, but as time goes on, you need to come up with new products for you to sustain yourself in the market and also meet the changing tastes of the customers and the community. Then expanding to new markets. We look at the markets that you're serving from the time you started. If you're like now, for me, I stay in Mbali. If you started your business in Mbali, started by serving customers in Mbali, 5 years, 10 years down the road, you only just serving people in Mbali, it means you're not growing. Your market is not growing. So we expect you to expand to other districts, to other countries now, like East Africa, if we are measuring success. So when you're able to expand to new markets, that is success as far as business is concerned. Then we have social community impact. Your business, how is it benefiting the community? Where you are, where you're operating from, how is it benefiting the far and near? So we look at the jobs you're creating for the people within the community. We also look at how supportive you are to community initiatives. For example, we have various initiatives in the community, like we have the cancer run, cancer awareness week. How are you contributing? And when there's a cancer run, companies contribute, individuals contribute. Even if you just buy 2, 3 kits, you have made a contribution. So socially, as a business, when the community benefits, we count it as success. So we are looking at M&E tools and frameworks. These ones are the ones that help us to measure success. When we are talking about M&E, we cannot leave these ones out. So they are really, really important. So there is this table here. Are you people seeing the wordings?
Yes, we can see the wordings clearly.
Okay, thank you so much. So I have tried to summarize the M&E tools and frameworks in this table. I just want to run through. So we have the category, the definition, the examples, and when to use them. So M&E tools, these are practical instruments used to collect, analyze, and present data for monitoring and evaluation. These ones are the ones that we use more so in data collection, analysis, and presentation. So the examples are log frame, questionnaires and surveys, focus group discussions, key informant interviews. I tried as much as possible to list them here. Committee scorecards, routine monitoring checklists, case studies, success stories, digital data collection. In there we have Kobo Toolbox, we have ODK, Open Data Kit, and DHIS2. Then the dashboards, under there we have Excel, Power BI, and Tableau. So when to use them, we use them in day-to-day project monitoring. We also use them when collecting baseline, midline, and endline data. We use them also when we are tracking program indicators, and we use them when engaging communities in participatory feedback, then reporting and visualization. Now, the M&E frameworks, these are structured approaches that provide an overall strategy or model for how M&E is planned, implemented, and used. Here, we'll look at how we are going when coming up with a framework, we are looking at how we are going to implement the M&E, how data will be collected, which kind of data, when, where, who will do it, how often. That one is in the frameworks. So under frameworks, there are very many, but you choose one depending on the kind of project you are doing or what you really want at the end. So we have the logical framework, we have the results-based management. This one looks at only results, not activities, looks only results at the end. So how you choose the framework depends on what you want to achieve at the end. So we have theory of change, we have outcome mapping, most significant change, participatory M&E, and balanced scorecard. When do we use frameworks? When designing the project's M&E system. Then we use the frameworks when linking activities to outputs, outcomes, and impacts, testing assumptions and pathways of change. Then when guiding evaluations, midterm, final, and impact evaluations. Then ensuring accountability, learning, and adaptability. So we have the flow of M&E frameworks, tools, and use. So this is how it flows. We start with the frameworks. You choose which framework you want. Is it the theory of change? Is it the results-based management? Is it the log frame? How you choose the program design leads you on which framework to choose. Then, after choosing the framework, how you are going to do your M&E, you have decided we shall be collecting data, maybe quarterly, maybe weekly, maybe monthly, so and so we'll be collecting. Within the framework, we have the indicators, the assumptions. We have the people in charge of collecting the data. So we now go to the tools. We now go to the tools, and these tools it also depends on which kind of data that you're going to collect. So they are just examples. Here we have surveys, scorecards, dashboards, and checklists. So after you have established the tools, you go down to data collection, analysis, and reporting. Then after reporting, that's where we get the learning and decision making. When the reports are done, we are able to know what is working and what is not working. So that's where the learnings take place. For what is we learn, we get to learn what is not working and why is it working? Why is it not working? We get to learn what has worked and maintain what has worked, and maybe get to learn more of the things that we can add in to work better. We get to learn what has not worked and why is it not working. What can we do to correct the mistakes, to have it work, then make decisions. So I hope my speed is okay.
Yes, your speed is very fine, Catherine.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to leave anyone behind. How to measure business success. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, we have dimensions of success. I have tried to summarize it in this table because it was going to be too much information. Whatever I put in the table, I was just trying to summarize it in the table. So we have the dimensions of success, the ones we discussed up there, the ones that I went through up there. So I have brought them here, how to measure them. So we have dimensions of success, goals, M&E tools, frameworks, and then indicators. So we have financial success. Sorry, I had gone to the next slide, so I've gone back to the upper one. We have financial success, and our goal is to maximize profitability. These are just examples for us to drive the point home. To maximize profitability, ensure sustainable cash flow, optimize cost efficiency. So the tools here we can use to measure financial success under that goal is financial statements analysis. We have ratio analysis, budget variance tracking, and dashboards. Then the frameworks is we can use the balance scorecard, in the financial perspective. Then we can use key performance indicators, rate of return analysis. Like I said, your framework, the framework you choose depends on what you want to achieve at the end. So these are just examples. Even the tools that you choose are determined by the data you want to collect and also the framework you have chosen. Revenue, we are looking at revenue growth. We are looking at revenue growth as an indicator. profit margins. We are looking at cash flow, return on investment, cost reduction. The other dimension is customer success. Here our goal is to enhance customer satisfaction, loyalty, and retention. So how are we going to measure this? Which tools can we use? Can use customer surveys, the Net Promoter Score, where you get to know the loyalty of customers and their ability to recommend your business to other people. We have the customer satisfaction score. We have the customer relationship management analytics. These are all tools that can help you measure that. So under the framework, we can use the customer journey mapping, service quality, what we call the sub-qual, customer lifetime value. These frameworks collect a lot of data about your business interaction with the customers. So the tools you use depend on what exactly you want. You can just keep extracting data depending on what you are looking for. If you're looking for the Net Promoter Score, if you're looking for the customer satisfaction score, it makes it very easy for you. Okay. So the indicator here, we have the customer retention rate. We have the repeat purchase rate and the churn rate. The churn rate is the level at which you're losing, the rate at which you're losing customers. You need to know how many customers you have lost and why they are going, so that you can be able to plan better for them and sort out the issues that are making them to leave. The other is the operational success. Our goal here is to improve efficiency, reduce errors, optimize resource utilization. The tools we can use here are process audits, workflow analysis, productivity tracking, and benchmarking. The framework here is lean management, Six Sigma, business process engineering. These are standardized frameworks for businesses. Then our indicators here: production efficiency, cycle time reduction, error rates, capacity utilization. So for those that have questions, you can keep posting. By the end, we can respond to them. Joyce, you help me. The other dimension of success. Sorry?
Yes, I'm here checking out if there are any questions, and I'll read them out to you when you're done with your presentation.
Okay. Thank you. The other dimension of success, as we looked at it earlier, is employee success. Here, our goal is to increase engagement of employees, performance, and retention. Which tools can we use? We can use employee surveys, performance appraisals, 360-degree feedback, HR dashboards. The framework here, the frameworks, here we have human capital KPI framework, employee engagement index, the balanced scorecard, particularly in learning and growth. Our indicators here, we have employee engagement, retention rate, training completion, productivity per employee. So this is a continuation of the above. So we have another dimension, growth and resilience. This one, our goal is to ensure business growth, adaptability, and long-term sustainability. Even these goals, these are just examples I have put, but as a business, as a project, you can have another goal depending on what you are interested in. So our tools here, we can use market trend analysis, scenario planning, we have risk assessments, and strategic KPIs. The frameworks are balanced scorecard, in particular strategy and growth. We have the SWOT analysis. Most of us are familiar with the SWOT analysis, where we are looking at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and threats within the business or the project. Then we have pastel analysis, which this one majorly it's external, the external factors. These are political, economical, social, there are political, economical, social, technological, environmental, and what? And legal. These are legal, all these ones are external. So you do an analysis, a pastel analysis. You can do a pastel analysis as a framework for your business. So our indicators here, we have market share growth, revenue diversification, new product development, risk mitigation, readiness. The other dimension we looked at was social success. Here, our goal is to create positive community impact and enhance social value. Our tools here, we can use social impact assessments, stakeholder analysis, community feedback, and social audits, among others. Our frameworks we can use, we have social return on investment. We have the ESG reporting, that is the environmental, social, and governance reporting. Environmentally, how is the program managing issues of environment? Socially, how is the business or the project relating with the community, with the staff, the people working within the entity and the community around. Then governance, we are looking at how the business or the entity is managed. What is the body composition? We are looking at shareholding. So that is about ESG reporting. Then we have theory of change. Theory of change is basically how one activity leads to change, how activities lead to change. And these activities are interrelated. One activity can lead to the other and the other like that. Then finally they lead to change. So our indicators here, we have number of beneficiaries, how many people have benefited socially from your entity. We are looking at community satisfaction, how many people are satisfied with your services, with your engagement with them. We are looking at local employment created, how many people have you employed from the community. Then we are looking at social contribution, socially. How do you contribute to the community? Communities have a lot of needs. Maybe they are fundraising for school, building a school, a classroom block. Have you made any contribution? Maybe they are fundraising to construct a church for the community where they can fellowship. Have you made a contribution? For those who are Muslims, maybe they are fundraising for a mosque. Have you made a contribution? So we look at, and many other contributions. So we look at that as indicators. We have environmental success, and our goal is to reduce environmental footprint and promote sustainability. So our tools here, this is basically for projects that I engaged directly with the environment, but you realize that it cuts across, but there are those that mainly concentrate on the environment. So we look at environmental audits as tools, carbon footprint analysis. There are those experts that come and they make an analysis of your project about gas, green gas emissions, the waste that you release into the community, the waste that comes out of your after production, the waste products. So the other is sustainability reporting, life cycle assessment. The impact of your product throughout its life cycle on the environment. So there are those experts that come and do those audits. We have the frameworks here. We have the ESG frameworks, the environment, social and governance frameworks. We have global reporting initiatives, GRI, ISO. These are internationally recognized frameworks. Then our indicators, we have energy consumption reduction. Of late, people are now talking about energy saving stoves, energy saving machines, so that you don't consume a lot of energy while producing. So we look at energy consumption reduction. Instead of hydropower, are you using solar? Sometimes people use both, but which one are you using more? So we look at that. Waste reduction. How are you managing your waste? How are you managing your waste? We look at emissions, water usage efficiency, and renewable resources. So after the M&E frameworks and the different examples, we are now looking at how to develop indicators for a business. An indicator is a specific measurable sign that shows whether progress is being made toward achieving an objective, outcome, or goal. It provides evidence of change or success in a project or program or business. So an indicator, just the way you see it here, it's a sign, it's a signal that helps you know whether you're doing well in your business or you need to improve. It indicates that you have to take action in case things are not going well. It gives you a thumbs up when you're operating. So indicators help to track performance and measure results. Developing indicators for business is all about turning goals and objectives into measurable signs of progress. And there's a clear step-by-step guide. First of all, define clear business goals. What do you want to achieve as a business owner? What do you want to achieve? You need to know, you need to have it at the back of your mind before you embark on developing indicators. So know exactly what you want to achieve. Then after you have known what you want to achieve, develop SMART indicators. These SMART indicators need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Specific in terms of what is it that is going to be done. Of course, it goes ahead, talk about what is going to be done, who is going to do it, when will it be done, but it has to be specific in the form that what is going to be done has to come out clearly. It has to be measurable. An indicator must be quantified. What you cannot quantify, you can't measure. So it has to be measurable in terms, it can be in percentages or in numbers. So it has to be achievable. It has to be realistic in the way that it is workable within the time frame that you will have set. Then relevant. It has to be relevant in a way that it has to the indicator has to, the word is disappearing. It has to be linked to the impact we are looking for in this project or business. What impact do we want to achieve? So the relevance of the indicator has to make a contribution to the impact. Then it has to be time bound. It has to be time bound for us to work around it very well. So an indicator must be time bound. We should give it a time frame. So we have a few examples here. We have financial. Under financial, these are just a few examples. We are saying increase monthly revenue by 15% in 6 months. So here you are able to track within the 6 months, have you achieved the 15% that you set in the beginning? So this one is an example of a SMART indicator. Then when it comes to customers, we are saying maintain 80% repeat customer rate per quarter. So this one, we are able to monitor it and we are able to track this that we have set within the time frame that we are looking at. So another one is operations and operations. We are saying reduce delivery time from 5 days to 3 days. So here we look at from the time the order was made, how many, if we have been taking 5 days to deliver when people make orders, we want to reduce to 3 days. So we begin to track from the time we set this indicator. Are we meeting the targets? Are we meeting the target we have set for 3 days? So the other one is employee. Under employee, we have 90% staff complete training in 3 months. So we are able also to track this percentage within the 3 months. So those are a few examples of the SMART indicators. You can set as many as you want depending on what you are doing and on what you are interested in achieving as a business, as a project. We are looking at collect data regularly. Number 3, establish your data sources for measurement and decide how often to measure. Yeah, you can decide to collect your data weekly. You can decide to collect it monthly. You can decide to collect it quarterly. And for financial data, your data source can be accounting records, then profit and loss for customers. You can get your data from surveys, feedback, and repeat purchases, among others. For operations, you can get from production logs, delivery records, and for employees, you can get from HR records and training completion reports. Number 4 is analyze and learn. Use your records or simple trackers to visualize trends and ask the following. While you're collecting this data it has to be leading you to something. And here, that's when we come to analyze and learn. We are asking, are we on track? As you collect the data, it will indicate to you whether you are on track or no. Then the other question is there anything improving? If there's anything improving, what is it? So what is improving? Then is there anything that needs to be fixed? And what needs to be fixed? So the data communicates as long as you're collecting it consistently and making sure you have the records. Sometimes we collect data and it disappears. But if you have your records, this data will speak to you and you will be able to do what it is telling you. Number 5 is adjust and improve. Review every 6 to 12 months and adapt. So as you collect the data, you must be in position to add, after asking yourself the previous questions, you must be able to adjust and improve. If you just collect data and you're doing nothing about it, it means that that data is wasted. It is not serving the purpose. Because one of the reasons for data collection, for why we collect data, is for us to improve, is for us to make the right decisions. So we have to review this data every 6 to 12 months. And we have to, measuring success is continuous. It is continuous. Refine indicators if they are too hard to achieve or irrelevant. Sometimes we set indicators that are not smart. And at the end of that day, you discover that you cannot measure, you cannot even measure it. It's not helping, the indicator is not helping you. You can refine it and even do away with it and maintain the ones that you are able to measure and track. Keep them simple and meaningful. Keep your indicators simple and meaningful. Don't use complicated English. Don't use complicated terms. Just keep them like the examples I gave you previously under the SMART indicators. Just use simple language to help you. Compare actual results to your targets. As you're setting the indicators, you set with the targets to achieve within the time frame. If you have set your targets to be achieved within 3 months, at the end of the 3 months, compare what you have achieved at the end of the 3 months with what you set at first in the beginning. If you set to achieve 30% and you have achieved maybe 20, then there is something to learn in between there. Why were you not able to achieve it? Did you set a higher target, or there is a problem you were able to achieve, but something along the way did not work out? So you need to compare your results and know what to do next. If they are higher or lower, the indicators will help you to know what to do, to make a decision. Adjust your business strategies if you are falling below the targets. Yeah, for this one, you need to first analyze if you're falling below the target. If it is once, you first wait to adjust. You can give it like 3 chances. If you're setting your target and 3 times you're failing to achieve, 3 times you're failing to achieve, even when you have been comparing the results and trying to put things right, but you continue falling below, then you have to adjust. Because there is a possibility of you falling below the first time and you put things right, and then you achieve the target. But if you fall below the first time, you try to work on your processes, everything, but again, you fall below. You do the same thing, you correct whatever was not right. Again, you fall below, then you adjust the strategies, your business strategies if you are falling below the target consistently, like 3 times. So this is a sample indicator matrix. It just has examples here, but it can help you to set yours depending on what you're doing and what you want to achieve as an entity. So let me just run through it as well. Joyce, how much time am I left with?
You're left with 1 minute.
Oh, oh. I still have work left. Okay. Can I skip this? So this is just a sample indicator matrix. Joyce, will you share with them the slides after?
Yes, we always share the slides.
Okay, this one, let me leave it because of time. I needed to talk about challenges. So as you implement M&E, there are challenges along the way. So I've tried to list some of them and how you can deal with them. So challenge number one, we have lack of clear indicators. So when goals are vague, it makes it hard to measure success. So your goals have to be clear. Use smart indicators. Involve stakeholders in defining indicators to ensure relevancy. Don't sit alone as a business owner, as a project owner, and set indicators. They may be vague, but if you're many, you can come up with something clear. Then we have limited data quality. Data collected may be inaccurate, incomplete, or inconsistent. M&E, in most cases, there's an issue of data quality. People submit data that is inaccurate, that is incomplete, and inconsistent. And this one will mislead you at the end because you get wrong results and make wrong decisions at the end of the day. So you have to train your staff in data collection and management. Let the people know why they are collecting data, the relevance of data collection, and what this data is meant to do. Because at the end of the day, they will also be affected. When they collect wrong data and wrong decisions are made, they will also be affected at the end of the day. Standardized tools and procedures. In brackets, we have surveys, checklists, have standard tools that people use. Then regular data quality audits. Audit data regularly. We have weak data collection systems, heavy reliance on paper-based or fragmented systems. The paper-based data collection I think is phasing out. We are now using the digital tools, the DHIS toolbox, Excel, dashboards, and then integrate systems for HR, finance, operations, so that when people want to see this data, it's not fragmented. Somebody is able to get this data in one place. We have inadequate human capacity. When staff lack M&E skills, they see M&E as a burden. In most entities, M&E people are not liked. They are looked at as auditors. They are not liked. So even them, they see it as a burden, those who are employed to do M&E, because they want to please the other people that they are collecting data on, that they are auditing what they have done in the field. So we are looking at continuous capacity building and mentorship. People should be mentored. An M&E officer should know why they are there. They should know their roles and do them with passion. We should embed M&E responsibilities into job roles. Even other people that are not doing M&E, they should have an aspect of M&E in what they do. They may not be doing the same work as M&E officers, but they should have an aspect of M&E in what they are doing for them to understand and also embrace M&E. Then hire contract M&E specialists. We have high cost of M&E, limited budgets for evaluation, data tools, or external expertise. M&E is a bit costly when you're implementing it, like establishing it as a department in your business, in your projects. So you need to integrate M&E into project budgets from the start. You don't plan and budget for a project alone. Then at the end, when the funds are released, then you say, oh, we need to do we need to monitor and evaluate this project. The funds will not be there. The officers will not be facilitated, and so they cannot do good work. Then you have to use cost-effective tools, open source software, and mobile surveys. Prioritize key indicators instead of tracking everything. Joyce, can I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So the other challenge is resistance from stakeholders, from staff to stakeholders. Employee may see M&E as policing rather than learning. That one I hinted on it. Most employees see M&E as policing rather than learning. Promote a learning culture. So you have to promote a learning culture among your team. They have to know that M&E is for learning and improving the way we do things, for the way decisions are made. Then share success stories where M&E has improved the performance. Then involve staff in design and reflection sessions. Let all staff be there. But in most cases, we only involve top management and M&E staff in design and reflections sessions. Now, those that are left out don't know what is happening here. And now when you when you involve them in implementation, they are going to see it as policing rather than learning. So we also have difficulty attributing outcomes. Hard to prove that observed changes are due to the project or business. Use contribution analysis, outcome mapping, or theory of change. Analyze your contribution in the community. Before you went there, what was happening? And now that you have been there for 2 years, are you able to see your contribution in the community? Complement quantitative data with qualitative evidence. Get case studies, stories, listen to people in the community. What are they saying about your project? What has it done? How have their lives changed? Okay. Then timeliness of data. Data is collected but not available when needed for decisions. It's another challenge in M&E. So here we are saying you automate dashboards for real-time updates. Establish regular reporting schedules. Maybe you can say every Monday we are going to be, we shall have updates. But also M&E data can be reported daily. People can report what they have done on daily basis for you to track and know. what is happening and what is taking place. Then limited use of findings. Reports sit on shelves and are not used for decision making. So data is collected, it is analyzed, people have reported, they have even cited the learnings, what needs to be done, but the report just sits at the shelf at the end of the day. So the findings are not being put to use, and yet money has been spent to collect these findings, to make this report. So here we are saying package findings in a user-friendly format, dashboards, briefs, infographics. Yeah, the challenge here also, sometimes reports are made in a very complicated format. Even the language is difficult. When people look at it, they don't even understand. And they can't keep asking, what does this mean all the time? So people may think what is being reported is very hard to be implemented. Yet it can be simplified. So we need package findings in user-friendly formats. Engage decision makers in review meetings and explain to them, break down if there are any terminologies, if there are any maybe metrics that they're not understanding, engage them and break everything down. Link recommendations to actionable steps. Yeah, look at the recommendations and now come up with actionable steps that can be done, broken down and done easily. Then we have sustainability of M&E systems. M&E systems collapse after donor support ends. Most projects, once the project ends or once the donation ends, the M&E systems collapse. Yet this is supposed to be a continuous thing for all projects. And all like an entity should have an M&E system throughout. So here we are saying build internal ownership. Build internal ownership. Let people own the M&E systems. Align with organizational strategy. Let it be embedded in the strategy of the organization. Then secure management buy-in for long-term investment. So management should be aware that this M&E system has to be invested in for as long as the organization exists, because measuring results is continuous, learning is continuous. So we have a few takeaways. How M&E supports business growth. It informs decisions while providing real data to guide choices instead of guessing. It tracks progress and shows if daily operations and strategies are on track. Identifies problems and highlights issues before they become costly. Improves efficiency and ensures resources, time, money, staff are well used. Measures success by confirming if strategies are achieving results. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I really appreciate your contribution, and we've really learned a lot about monitoring and evaluation. Sorry, it's dark here. I can't put on my camera. We just lost power. But I have a question for you, Catherine. I noticed in your presentation that when one is developing M&E indicators, they needed to be smart. I'm just trying to understand how does it align with the goals and objectives of an organization, because we've had sessions in relation to developing smart goals and smart objectives, and I see you've also talked about smart indicators. How do they align?
Now, the smart indicators are, are derived from the goals of the organization. We pick them from the goal. For example, if our goal is to improve literacy rates in let's say my district in Bali, to improve literacy rates by 2026. That is the goal of our organization, for example. Now, our indicators, after the goal, we are going to formulate objectives from that goal. Now, for us to achieve these objectives, we draw our indicators from the objectives. So that's how we break it down.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Okay, and I saw some in your presentation. You also said something about balance scorecard. Maybe just give us an idea of what it is and how it can be used.
Okay, the balance scorecard looks at all dimensions of an entity. We are looking at finance. We are looking at finance. We are looking at staffing. We are looking at the environment. We are looking at the social aspect of the entity. So the balance scorecard, we use it to score how the entity is faring in all these areas. Now, this balance scorecard, like I said, it depends on your business or project, what you are doing, and what you want to achieve at the end for you to use the balance scorecard. There are those projects and businesses that can I call manufacturing businesses? When you look at the environment, all businesses, of course, have something to do with the environment, but there are those that are so much that have so much impact on the environment. For example, those that produce a lot of gases, a lot of waste material. So we use the balance scorecard to rate how you're doing as a business. And in each aspect, if it is financial, if it is environmental, if it is a employee, we have aspects that we look at. We have checklists that we look at for us to score and make the final rating, and then advise you accordingly.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I also relate to your comments when you said monitoring and evaluators always are compared to auditors, because we all don't like them when they come, because it's like they're coming to fault find. You've not done this, you've not done this. So whenever we hear people coming to monitor us, we feel like they're coming to audit us. Really. So thank you so much, Catherine, for that wonderful
Yeah,
uh
sorry.
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just to re-emphasize, M&E is for learning and decision making mostly, but like I explained, where the challenge comes is the people are not involved in the processes of M&E. And that's where the challenge comes.
True.
But when people are involved, they get to know and learn.
Very true.
Yes.
Sorry. So just to say thank you again for taking us through this wonderful session. I'm sure the scholars and I have learned so much in regarding to monitoring and evaluation, especially in the business track. And we trust and believe that whatever information we've learned today, will definitely put it in our businesses or whatever activities we want to do to impact our communities. Maybe just to give you a minute to give a vote of thanks as we wind up this session.
The learners have no question?
I think it was too much for them today,
Oh,
but
I
they'll
hope they have
definitely reach out.
learned.
Yes, we always encourage them to reach out to our presenters whenever they have questions. They'll
Okay.
definitely come to you whenever they need a clarity on something.
Okay. Thank you so much. In a special way, I want to appreciate Wales Mountain Initiative for having me share this moment with you people and with your learners. I am so grateful. It is something that uh, has really it is something that has really excited me to make a contribution to what Wales Mountain Initiative is doing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joyce, for being with me on the call. I know success is there. She has been engaging me. And there is your colleague that I got to know on the call. Her name has
Live,
just skipped off my mind.
please
So,
live,
Liz,
live.
yes, Liz,
Yes.
thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And I look forward to us continue working together in case we can continue learning about M&E. I am
Yeah.
always available. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Catherine. And thank you to all our scholars for making time to attend today's webinar. Were it not for you, we wouldn't be here up to now. And I'd also like to thank the tech support on the background, Success and Elizabeth, for doing a great job in coordinating this webinar. We want to give it up, big up to you guys for all the hard work you're doing. Without further ado, I would like to end this webinar here and say goodbye to everyone. Bye.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Bye. Can't even see. Thank you so much.